Golf, and I'm very excited about this because these are wedges, and I love my wedges. Somehow they seem to disappear out of my bag, but I'm here with Rob and Ken. It's Rob Lang,
yes,
and Indie Golf. And can you tell me a little bit about the wedges and why the technology is so good?
Yeah, well, we started this about 6 years ago, and I had a concept of we wanted to make the wedge game easier for most players because, as you know, I mean, you can get up to a green and you can sit there and chip it across the green all day long. That's not much fun. So what we try to do with our wedges, we make them forgiving and we make them so they spin. And as you know, good wedge players play with spin. So we accomplished that.
Can I stop you
Absolutely.
Just for a minute about spin? Because the average player doesn't understand about spin. They always say, well, what creates it? So can you show me what creates it?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that created for us. So what we did compared to other wedges, we shortened the hosel and we took that discretionary weight and we moved it out towards the toe and higher in the face. So what that did, as far as spin is concerned, it moved the center of gravity up, right? So if the center of gravity is a little bit higher, that helps spin the ball. It also lowers the trajectory a little bit, which also, again, helps spin the ball. And then the other thing we did is we have 22 grooves on the face of our wedge. Most wedges have 16 or 18 grooves. And from all the testing we've done, we've shown that more grooves equals more friction, which creates more spin. So the player, now we can just put this in any player's hand and they're going to get more spin pretty much instantly.
I never even knew there were only 16, so I can see the difference in the grooves, and I think most people really don't understand what the grooves really, the function of the grooves and what they really actually do, but it does create the spin, which can control the ball flight better.
Exactly, yeah, it does a couple things. You know, the grooves are there to take debris away from the ball, so if you're in the rough, you know, some of the grass and things will go into the grooves, and then you make better contact with the ball. And then the other thing is there's a radius on the edge of the groove that actually will grip onto the ball, and that's what helps spins it. If you can get the ball compressed and get it into the grooves, then it's going to launch consistently every time, and that launch is going to help you create spin, and you're going to have good control. And so for the average Joe, what does that mean? That means when you hit it on the green, it's going to stay on the green.
Exactly, instead of like a ping pong match, I call it. They go back and forth. They go over the side.
I've been there, done that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what we want to avoid. But I say that you have a lot of numbers on here, which I understand some of the numbers, but you go all the way down from explain this to me.
Yeah, so we have 3 different grinds, and so a grind, you know this, but your customers or your people may not know, is the shape of the sole.
Correct.
And the shape of the sole is important depending on what type of swing you have or how you hit the ball with your wedges. So we have 3 different grinds, like I said. One of them we call FLX. It's a short for flexible, and what we did is we tried to optimize what each loft is used for throughout your bag. So something that has lower loft, like a wedge, you know, it's more for the fairway. Something that has higher loft, you want to be able to use it out of the bunker and out of the rough. So
don't a lot of times they call this the sole or the bounce? Because a lot of people get confused about the bounce.
Right. So then and then each of these grinds has a certain bounce to it. So this one here, the FLX, is perfect for somebody who picks the ball or plays in really firm conditions. So it's a little bit lower bounce than our other ones. So that helps the club get under the ball and get it in the air. Whereas we have another grind, which we call ATK, which is short for attack. So if you think about that, this is great for somebody who takes big divots, so they're not going to really dig into the ground as much. It's also great in softer conditions, so again, it's not going to dig as much. A little bit wider sole, a little more bounce.
I can see that the grind is a little bit different here.
Yes,
this is kind of one that I like the look of this one myself.
Yeah. So this one is, the way it's shaped is that you can open it up, and it's very versatile. So, you know, it's not just, so you can play multiple shots with it, but like I said, it's great out of softer conditions. And then the one that I find is a lot of fun, we call this our bunker beater. This is our BIG wedge, so it has a very wide, big sole. So this basically is, anybody could get it out of the bunker with this, right? So that's why we framed it that. But also it's great, again, in soft conditions, or just for the, your player who isn't quite as skilled. They can put this down behind the ball. They don't have to open it up or anything. It's going to pop the ball up in the air. It's going to land on the green. It's going to end up close to the hole, and you're going to, make a good score, right?
Get it on the green. Well, you're absolutely right, because so many people get so confused. They don't know, to open it up. They don't like how it looks, and then even if they open it up, they still close it. So if we can just eliminate a couple of those factors, that would be great.
Yeah. So this helps simplify. And this one we only offer in a few lofts. So this is 56, 58, and 60. And the reason we do that is because you don't really need a big wide sole like this if you're hitting, a longer shot out of the fairway, so.
Great.
Yeah.
So where can people find these? I've heard rave reviews about your wedges, and I think the price point is exceptional. And I think it gives, wedges today I think are one of the best things in the bag because of the way conditions are on the golf course. But where can they find these?
Yeah, we're mainly online at indigolfclubs.com. That's INDI. And we make everything to order. So if somebody has a particular shaft or grip that they like to use, or they need it to lie a little flatter or something like that, we do all of that stuff. And typically we turn our orders around in about 48 hours. So, you order it, you're going to get it pretty quick, and you're going to see an instant improvement on your short game.
That's pretty good considering all the shipping problems people are having. So congratulations.
Thanks.
I think you also have a new putter, is that correct?
Yes, we do. So our putters are unique in that we use multi-material in the head. So we have aluminum body, which is very light, aircraft grade aluminum, and then you can see these silver portions on the putter. They're tungsten. So the head is about a third of the weight, and the weights are 2/3 of the weight. What that does is it allows, again, we're trying to make it a little easier for everybody. It doesn't matter where you hit it on the putter face, the ball's going to roll the same distance. So with our putters, because of the weighting, for example, a 30-foot putt, when we tested it, you hit it on the heel, the center, and the toe, you see about 6 inches of variance in distance, whereas you take the typical putter, you see about 6 feet, because as you know, you've played golf for a long time. You hit it in the heel, it's a little bit livelier. You hit it in the toe, it's a little dead. So we tried to eliminate that because we know that nobody hits it in the middle of the face every time. So
that's what I'm trying to tech them, but they don't always hit it there.
That's right. So this just helps with that. And then some of the other things we've done is we use a lot of optics for alignment. So we have 2 lines that are about the same width as the ball, so it's easier for the player to center the ball in the head, and then it's also easier to line. Two lines are a lot easier to align than just one, is what we found. So, yeah. You've
done a lot of research on this.
We have. And then we use a lot of our head shapes too to help people align. So if we're doing a fitting and somebody's aiming in a certain direction, then we can take the putter shape or head shape that works for them to get it to adjust back to where it's supposed to be aiming.
So your goal really is to help the recreational everyday golfer to actually be able to play better and easier. So I congratulate you on that.
Thank you. Yeah, we want to make the game as accessible as possible, and we want people to have fun, right? That's what it's a game. You're supposed to be out there having fun, and the short game can be very frustrating. And so that's something that we wanted to address and make easier for people to go out there and have fun with.
Well, I'm signing up for all the wedges right now. So again, tell them where they can find you, and I want to thank you for your time.
Yeah, like I said, we're online at indigolfclubs.com. That's INDI.
Golf clubs, though, too.
Yeah, so
.com.
plural, yeah.
Good.
Indigolfclubs.com.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's been great.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks.